Well, hello. Hi, YouTube. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dory's Kitchen. Today is Thursday. The date is August. We're in August. It's August 7th. It's been a long day. I had a very fun day. My youngest granddaughter, she's 9. Her name's Avery. I had her today, all day, and fun. She has been in a basketball camp this week. Today was her last day. So she was having a really good time. And it was like an hour and a half long. So I dropped her off at 1, picked her up at 2:30. But it's so hot up here. It's like, today I think was close to 90, very humid. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 88, more humid. And then maybe some rain is coming in the next day or so. I don't know. But anyway, I decided to put a pool back up. So I did that while she was in basketball camp. And I had a lot of energy today for some reason. It's just been fun. And I love my family. I really do. So I had a couple of my family over for dinner. It was just last minute notice. And, just about, I think 4 people were here. I didn't have everybody together. That's my all-time dream, all-time gift to get all my children. I only have 2. Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, all of them together in one room. That's kind of like a huge gift for me. And it does happen, but not too often, because we all are, they're all growing now, and they have lives and families and extended families and jobs, and it's hard to get them all together. They all have different schedules. So, but once in a blue moon, I can try to pull a miracle out of my hat and make it happen. So, but anyway, I wanted to let you guys know my last video. Again, I'm not good with this camera angling stuff. I'm not. I mean, my camera's this big. And I'm trying to film, the whole world, for you in a little bitty lens. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to position it so that you see the best view. And sometimes it doesn't work. The last video I was outside. I'm not very good with filming outside for some reason. I think I just get, because I'm on a corner. And sometimes traffic, a lot in people, and I get interrupted, and I want to film more stuff outside, but I trying to position my camera on my stand and where to put it, and angling that and all that kind of stuff. So but the message that I had to say about life and budgets and money and stuff like that came out really well. The words came to me, and I didn't practice it. I winged it. I just pray for strength and wisdom when there's something I need to say to everybody, and to get something that I want to share about my life and where my mindset is. And we're all different. We all have different goals. We all have different budgets and different things. And there are seniors. I'm not singling out a group of people. Seniors, millennials or whatever they call them, middle age. I'm not. I don't label anybody. I don't judge anybody. But I know in the community that I live in, there are some of the people that I met, they live like I do. It just, you're on a budget. You have so much money coming in. Some seniors that live here, they got to retire early. They took a lot of their money and they invested it into big toys like 3-wheeler cars or fancy boats or beautiful motorcycles that they're driving. There's a woman that owns like this gorgeous motorcycle that goes down the road, or these kind of fancy bikes now that I see on the road. people take some of their money that they've worked all their life for and they spend it to have fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Life is just too precious and too short. The video that I did, my last video on my porch and showing you my flower gardens and everything, I was wearing a microphone. In the very end of the video, there's this noisy alarm going off, and it just hurt my ears so much, and I didn't know what it was. Come to find out, my battery died on my microphone, and it sent off that alarm. This microphone thing I've only used a couple of times. It's new to me. Don't know much about it, but now I know to charge it before I use it, so I will do that. If it sits in my drawer for a couple weeks, I'm going to charge it before I use it. So I learned that lesson. But I wanted to let you know what that was with the last one. Now today, I am going to be doing a half sheet yellow cake for a man. He is celebrating 20 years of service for a company that he works for. And his boss reached out to me, and her husband, I guess, own this company, and she reached out to me because I've done cakes for her in the past. And she was so happy that I was able to do this for her. So I'm excited to see her again in the morning. But she's picking it up on Friday morning very early and then taking it to her work. So again, my rule is I won't post a video until after the person sees the cake, that wants it from me. Then I'll share it. So I will share it tomorrow morning. When she leaves, it will be uploaded. So right now I am filming on Thursday night. It is about 9 o'clock almost, a couple minutes before 9 p.m. This will take me, I don't know, maybe a half hour, 40 minutes or so to do this for you. I'm hoping to keep the video under an hour. I do have my circle light on today because it's dark outside. I closed my blinds by my bay window. I don't want everybody looking in my house when I'm doing this. So it has to be like my own seclusion here when I'm filming in my home. So we're going to get going. I'm going to move the camera probably on my left side so that you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll adjust it and try to get you a better view. I thought about putting the camera directly in front, but then you're going to see everything upside down. And I don't want that. I'm still looking for an overhead. I bought one, but it doesn't stay on my counter. So the arm falls down, and I can't have that over a cake. Once I do find one that I can, bring it over and bring it down, it has to be a long, bendy arm. I'm on the look for that. So anyway, let's get going. Thank you again for all your support and all your comments. When life slows down a bit, and once my granddaughter's back in school, I'll have more days to myself. And I want to do a Q&A, a question and answer thing, and maybe try to do a live stream one. That would be awfully fun, so I can chat with people. That would be fun. But for right now, let's start decorating this cake. Okay? This is going to be a festive cake, fun, like balloons and streamers and colors. And, I have to write on it, congratulations on 20 years. And the man's name is Galdino. Galdino. Sounds Italian to me. I'm not sure, but that's what it sounds. But anyway, I'm going to bring the camera in. So just bear with me 1 second while I get the camera and bring you in on the other side. Okay, hang on. All right, let's get you adjusted here. And we'll bring you in over this way. And All right, we will put you right here. And then I'm going to drop you down. Move this arm here. Let's see if I can get this to bend. I think I got to loosen this up a little bit. It's kind of tight. Whoa, that was too loose. All right, now we'll tighten that up. I'm just shaking. Got my light on here. Okay, I think that is good. I'll get closer to the table and then I'm going to check. I'm going to bring this in just a little bit more. Bring this back here in the corner here. Okay, turn that. Get that tightened. I think that's going to work, and then I'm going to drop you down just a little. Get that cake in the center of this. There, I think I got it. I do. There it is. Okay. I'm not moving it. I'm not moving it. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I iced this white. Now what I'm going to do on the top, I'm going to do a shell border. I have a 21. Here's a star tip. It's a 21. Okay? White frosting. So I'm just going to do a regular shell border. And we're just going to go just squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull. And I'll turn this way. Okay. Push some more frosting down in my bag. I love doing cakes. And I don't know how long this will take. It might just take a few minutes. I don't know. Because it's pretty simple, but fun, you know. Oh, I am going to tell you something that I want to show you guys one of these days. I believe probably in September when my granddaughter turns 10 to do her birthday cake. I don't know if any of you have experience with airbrushing on cakes, but I do want to show you that technique. Airbrushing can be messy, and because when you use airbrushing and you use food coloring in an airbrush, when you're spraying it on your cake, it gets in the air. You don't see it, and then maybe a half hour later, it's all over everything. On your clothes, it could be on your counter. So you have to have really good hand control when you airbrush a cake. And it takes years to build that. And I'm just rinsing my hands off here a little bit. And go back to, right, we got that top border done. And then I'm going to do the bottom border in white again. So we are going to do a shell here. And I'm just going to peek in the camera to make sure you can still see what I'm doing. Yeah, you can. Okay, this is good. It's a good angle. Okay. I'm kind of doing this kind of fast. It's just squeeze and pull. Try to stay kind of close to the cake. And we're going to do some streamers. I'm going to take some colors like red, blue, yellow, green, and I believe I got orange over here. And we're going to have like jimmies. They're called sprinkles. We're going to sprinkle them on the cake as well. And balloons. But I'm going to do some streamers with a number 2 writing tip. And we're going to do it down the sides of this cake. It's kind of fun. And some on the top. Around the writing and the balloons and stuff. And I think I've got all 4 sides done. There we go. All right. So now I'm done with this tip. So I'm going to put this over on my paper towel. And I am going to put a number 3 tip on it. I have to get that out of my tip thing here. My container. All right, because that's going to be for the strings on the balloons. All right. Okay, so I'm going to move this, what I have to write over here in the back of me for right now. I am going to move this cake further this way, and then I'm going to move you over there. Bring this back up again. I'm going to drop you down some more. Why it just wants to go straight for some reason. I don't want to be on an angle. There we go. I'll bring you down a little bit. Get you in a little bit closer to me. I think that's good. Okay. I'm going to bring my colors over here. So I've got this color green. It's a little bit like green and maybe a little bit of yellow. It's just to brighten that green up. And I've got this kind of color blue. And I have a lighter orange. And I've got, you know, it's not a really dark red. It will darken, but that's like a lighter red or a medium red. And I've got a bright yellow. Pretty bright. And my white can stay back there. And I do have sprinkles. You know, multicolored. So, party time. All right. Here we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this blue. And we're going to take some blue. And we're going to do kind of like right above the shell border. And I'm going to go all the way around just to frame it in a little bit, okay? So I'm going to peek in the camera to make sure you see this. And I'm going to squeeze, and I want it to zigzag a little bit. Yep, you can see it. So I'm just squeezing so it curls a little as I go. It just frames it in, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to write most of the words in blue on the top. So having the blue framing on the bottom will balance the cake. I like the white borders, but, you know, because after we get all these streamers on, it's going to be very colorful. And we'll just get this over here. Like that. So there's that. Okay, so now we're going to start on the top of the cake going down. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to bring this over here, and we're just going to go like this. We're going 1, 2, 3. That's it. Then we're going to go to green. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do, I think we'll put yellow in the middle. And some yellow. And red. Orange. Back to blue again. And I'm going to show you what I'm doing with my bags, because I want them in order. You can't see everything here, so I'll move this over a little bit. There are my bags. So I keep blue, green, yellow, red, orange. So we've got blue. We're going to go green. Come back over here. Put the green on. Bring that back down. Put it back where it was. Go back to yellow. And we'll just repeat the pattern. And we're going to do it all the way across the cake. Okay, so I'm going to put you back down. So you can kind of watch this without my hand jiggling here. Okay, turn that a little bit. So we have orange and we go back to blue. Blue. Got to be careful not to hit the corner of the cake putting the bag down too. I've done that quite a few times. Oh, doing these big sheet cakes, my cake island, table isn't very big, but I try to make it work. And then we're going to go to the orange and turn it around. Go to blue. And doing it this way, we actually have room. Once it's like long ways, I'll bring you back a little bit so you can see. There we go. I have more room for my bags when it's this position. Now, I'll put it back. We have red, orange. Oh, I missed the yellow. I should have put yellow there. No, I'm good. Yellow and orange. Yellow. I'm good. Orange. Okay, now blue. Yeah, I'm actually off tomorrow too. So I had 2 days, Thursday and Friday off my job, so that's pretty cool. A special friend of mine I've known for over 30 years, she's in the hospital. So after I do my errands in the morning, I'm going to go and spend some quality time with her. Because she's one of my very best friends. And her and I we've shared our guts, and, her kids have played with my kids when they were little, and I just love her to death, and she's just got such an amazing sense of humor. And I just want her to get stronger and healthier. But, it's in God's hands. God does things in mysterious ways, and, we just got to have faith in God. So that's what keeps me going. There's a reason for everything in life. We might not know it or understand it, but God does, so gotta trust that. So that's what I always do when things are hard and challenging. I put trust in Him. And I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Big difference. Big difference. Okay. I love spirit. Okay, and then we got red. And then yellow. And orange. And this batch buttercream came out really, really nice. I mean, it's smooth. It gets really hot and humid. It's not going to be as stiff as it usually is, like in the wintertime or, spring when it's chilly out. Get hot and humid. Butter and shortening tend to melt, So when I'm done with this and I put it in a box, I'll put it in my refrigerator overnight so that when she picks it up in the morning, the cake will be a little firm when she puts it in her car. And I hope she's got air conditioning. I believe she does. So, anyway. And then when I get home, after I go visit my girlfriend in the hospital, then I'll do some yard work outside. If it's not too uncomfortably hot. It all depends on the humidity. And we've been getting a lot of I don't know where everybody lives. I know everybody's spread out all over the world and stuff, but we've been getting a lot of smoke from Canada, down here, and from the wildfires going on up there. And it's been really, really hard to breathe sometimes. So let's see, we have red, we need yellow, no, red, yellow, orange, blue, green, red, yellow, orange, blue. Green, red, yellow, orange. And just make this orange go all the way because the blue starts at that corner. There we go. So there it is, all the way around the cake. Okay, so now I'm going to take my colors, I'm going to put them in the back of me, on my counter back here. I'm going to raise this up. I'm going to put the cake directly on to my cake table here. Word stumbling, no editing. Oh, check this out. Look at the wood green on here. Can you tell any difference? This used to be white. This stand that I got is not a very good quality, expensive stand. This was a cheaper, just a simple little basic, probably like it's MDF boards, put together. But you know what? For just having something to store my cake stuff on, I just wanted something little. I don't need something really fancy. I'm not going to be spending $1,000 for an island. I really don't. So I just wanted something small that I can maneuver around. But the white on the top of my table was getting really rough and hard to clean and getting stained. And I'm like, you know what? This is leftover contact paper from my bedroom. And I actually put this paper on my shelving in my pantry. And one of these days I will be filming my pantry because I have to finish it up and get that better organized. But, stuff like that. But I'll be doing that on a video eventually. Yeah, that's something to do in the fall or winter, projects or whatever, things like that. But anyway, I'm going to move this over here, kind of on an angle, because I'm going to write. And I'm just going to move it forward so I don't put myself into the cake while I'm writing. So I'm going to write in blue, and I'm going to put a number 3 writing tip on my bag of blue. And then I'm also going to put, let's see, let's do yellow. We're going to do a number 7 because we're going to write 20. I want the 20 to stand out. So, congratulations on 20 years, Galdino. And I'll put that over here so I can see his name so I don't misspell it. All right, and I'm just going to make sure you can see this. Bring you in closer. Just like that. Okay, and I'm going to write. So, I'll put the yellow in the back of me for right now. And my head might get in the way. I'll move this over a little bit. All right, so bear with me. Oh, I gotta think. Congratulations is a big word, so I'm gonna write congratulations on 20 years and then Galdino, and then that'll give me room to put balloons here, 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 and maybe some on the top. Okay? All right. Congratulations. Here we go. Okay. We're just going to come in here and we're just going to build this up a little bit on that C and a little bit down here on this G. Congratulations on, okay, I'm going to write 20. I'm going to come in with, I'm thinking red. I'll leave that number 2 tip on the red, and we're going to outline this yellow 20. With trying to make it a little zigzaggy. Like that. There's our 20. In 20 years. And go back. See my frosting broke up a layer? Writing the Y. I just keep writing. And I can come back, make sure my tip is clean. Sometimes you just get a piece of sugar, you know. I have a paper towel back here. So I'm going to build up like here. And come down here. There. And make it part of that. So now I got to write Galdino. And I love doing exclamation points. So we're just going to write G. And I do old-fashioned G's, so. Come back here and build this up. Galdino. And exclamation point. Well, we should do 2 of them, hey? All right, so now we're going to put that number 2 back on. Take that writing tip off and put that number 2 back on. And also take the number 7 on the yellow that we worked the 20 in and put the number 2 back on that. Actually, you know what? No. Okay, for balloons. You can do balloons however you want to do balloons. There's no right or wrong way to do balloons. I'm telling you that right now. This is a Dory way. That's it. That's all there is. Don't judge me. This is a Dory way. Everybody can do them different. Build them up the way you want to. but this is what I do. That's just it. This is my personal thing. So no right or wrong way. All right, we're just gonna do balloons. What I do is I take the tip and the ring. I'll show you. See, like this? The tip and the ring come off the bag. Well, I know this is orange, but I'm just showing you for that. So no tip, no ring, just the couplers in the bag. Okay? And I'm just going to come here and I'm just going to build it up and pull down. Just like that. And then I'm going to bring another green one over here. And maybe one here. Just like that. All right, so then we're going to do a red. We'll bring a red over here. Red here. And maybe here. Then we're going to do a blue. We'll do a blue right there. Bring a blue here. Now we have yellow. Oh, let's go yellow here. And we'll put a yellow right up here. And maybe one here. Okay. And we have orange. It's wherever I want to put them and whatever works, you know. I mean, not knowing how I was going to put the balloons and stuff, I always like doing the writing first. Just to make sure I get it where, you know, that's more important. You know, so we're going to put one, oh, let's go one here. We'll stick another one there. And one down here. We'll go the other way. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is take all these number 2s that were on these bags when we did the confetti going down the bag. And I'm going to put all these number 2 tips right back on again. Because I'm going to bring some confetti up onto the top, the streamers. So we're just going to do, like, say like this. Just some little stuff like that. Zigzag around. And some orange. No right or wrong way. We're just going to fill it in with lots of color. And some green. And some red. No right or wrong way, just however little or big you want. Oh, we'll do one up. Well, we got a red balloon there. Yeah, I won't do that. We'll do blue. Stick a blue one over there. And I think that, oh, see, there's a piece of frosting. See where this blue separated over here? Here, I'll show you. Right here. It went right in that orange. So my trusty cake tester tool. I'm just going to bring it down here. Pop that out. Put it on the paper towel. Come back down again. Get in that orange one. And there's a little tiny speck of it. There, got it. I love that tool. Okay, now for our string work. So this is a number 3. And I want a number 2 is what I want. So I'm going to take the yellow. And I'm going to put that, and I'm going to get a paper towel. This is what I like to do. This has got yellow frosting in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this onto a towel until it starts to come out white. See that? There. Now we have white in the number 2. Because I only have 5 number 2 tips. And I used all of them. So I needed one for the white. I was going to do the streamers in a 3, but it wouldn't, to me it wouldn't look good. So I want to do it in a 2. Alright, so here we go. So we're just going to go in and build here and just pull. And that broke off because sometimes powdered sugar is in there with clumps. And just let it fall. You know, however. Like that. I can tell there's sugar built up in there. It's harder to squeeze, but that's one more. There we go. Okay. Now for, pretty colorful, isn't it? Now for the sprinkles. Just going to add a few, not a lot, just a few. Get them on there right away so they stick to the frosting. Just in the corner, you know, on the border stuff. Just like that. And there we go. And that's it. We are done. That, I don't think that took me very long. Okay. I have some points. I see them on the 20-year. Just push that down just a tiny bit. I'm going to get my cake tester tool because I see one right on this G here. And probably pull that point out. There. And a little bit more in there. There we go. And then there's one right here. Just pull that off of there. Off of there. Okay. And I'll double check this cake in the morning before she comes. And if there's any points that I need to push down, I'll do it then. But there it is. There's my cake. Congratulations on 20 years, Galdino. Pretty colorful, isn't it? That was fun. Didn't take long. Real simple. For me. I mean, it's simple for me. But I think I've never done a balloon confetti party cake, so... And there's all kinds of designs you can do, but this was really simple. So, but colorful. I really like it a lot. Okay? Alrighty, I'm going to raise this up so I can say my goodbyes, and I'll show you this cake up close. And we'll do that first. I'm going to move this stand there. And we'll bring you down. So you can kind of see. I'll leave it there just in case you want to do a screenshot, okay? Alrighty. And we are going on 44 minutes. That's not bad for this video. Alright, I'm going to raise you up and bring you around this way. Okay, there we are. All right, so I'm going to turn this, bring this in the front of me. Okay, and I'll raise this up. There we go. Congratulations on 20 years. Kind of cool, huh? All right, drop that down. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to fall or come off the board. It won't. It won't. That's how I hold it. But I can tell it needs to go in the refrigerator and get, and then with the butter and the Crisco, that the shortening that is in the buttercream, once it goes in the refrigerator and cools down, it'll firm it up. So the butter and the shortening will get firmed up again. So it will, it'll be a really good, and it can ride really well in her car in the morning. So that's important. But anyway, or I'd leave it out on my kitchen table, but I'm not doing that. I want it to firm up so it's better for her in the morning, right? Going to work. Okay? So everybody have a wonderful night. Let's see. Next video? Don't know. I think I'm just going to wing it. But I am kind of excited. I love summer. I really do. But fall's coming. September's not far away. A couple more weeks and I'll be decorating my home for fall. Outside and inside. So I'm looking forward to that. Because last year I was going back on my channel watching my videos for fall last year. I would, the angle of the camera on my fireplace, not good. Not good. You couldn't watch me do the whole top of the fireplace. I didn't like it. I'm like, man, we got to get better at this, huh? At least the nervousness is starting to get better. My words do get tongue-tied or trying to get a word out of my mouth, and I'll, that happens. But, I'm not apologizing for it. It's just part of who I am. Anyway, like I said before, no editing. I want this to be real, authentic, and no skipping anything. So you see everything. Mistakes, my skills, everything. It's important to me. So have a wonderful night, everybody. I got to do dishes now and box this up and clean off my counters and go get some sleep. And get up early, so I'm up and showered before she gets here. Okay? Thank you so much again for all your support and your kind words. And I'll look forward to you soon and try to do another one for you. All right. Take care, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.